Hey, Professor, could you survive a donut-shaped Earth? That is about the dumbest question I've ever heard. Get out of my lecture hall. Hey, boss, could you survive? No, you cannot. I do not care what you were about to ask. Go work on those papers I told you to submit last Friday. Hey, officer, could you— You're under arrest! Stop resisting! Stop resisting! Hey, Ishan, could you survive and thrive on a donut-shaped Earth? What would day-to-day life be like on such a planet shaped like that? Would the days be longer or shorter? What would happen to gravity or the moon? How much would I weigh? What would happen if I jumped into the donut hole? Surprisingly, you can survive.
But the chances are grim.
And in order to find out all those things you asked me, let's dive into the world of science and the way a planetary donut world would work. Believe it or not, the existence of a donut-shaped toroidal world is actually possible in the universe. However, the conditions to make one are very unlikely. A donut, or a torus, has a major and a minor radius. The ratio of the tori radii cannot exceed a value of 3. If it does, the planet will go and decompose into smaller blobs, or even worse, combine back into a sphere with such a powerful force it could become a black hole. The same can be said about its movement and rotation speed. In order to even exist without exploding, it would need to spin super fast to counteract any gravitational forces trying to collapse it. That's why thin hula hoop or hair tied shaped planets are impossible, but thick donut ones are. Now wait, how does gravity work on this pastry of a planet? Using this very long equation for surface gravity values, we can conclude that on the north and south pole latitudes of the donut, g forces equal 0.65, and on the equator, g only equals 0.3. So on this donut planet, you could bounce around like you would on Mars. Now to address the donut in the room though, what would the average day-to-day life be like? This is where it gets cool, but crazy. Worse than gravity, there would be 8 sunrises and sunsets per 24 hours. You'd be sleeping and working between sunrises and sunsets non-stop. One day-night cycle would only last a couple of hours. It'd be even worse for the animals who are outside, hunting and migrating while their circadian rhythm patterns are deeply disturbed by the constant sunsets. Yo, hold on, I'm not done yet. What happens to the moon? 2 possible scenarios. It would bop up and down through the torus's hole, or the second scenario, it would orbit like a figure 8 through the center of the planet. This would disrupt oceanic tides and destroy many coastal cities, so you can forget about living in the Maldives or the Netherlands, my friend. International commercial flights might have to do the same thing due to the weird shape of the donut Earth. Remember what I said about the moon's first scenario? Well, you might be thinking, what if I jumped into the planet's hole? Well, if you jump straight in the hole, the same orbit pattern would happen to you, and you might be stuck there, floating.
Forever.
Well, that does not sound fun. Okay, well, what if you were standing on the surface of the inside of the donut and you looked up to the sky? You would see something similar to what you would see in Halo.
Maybe Donut Earth isn't so bad. Maybe I could survive on it.
No.
Not with a severe atmospheric altercation due to gravitational pull and air concentration only around certain parts of the donut, making other regions completely uninhabitable. And definitely not with hot and cold climates, being so different from each other because heat transfers you learn in chemistry would be much less effective on a toroidal world.
There is no such thing as warm on this donut.
Man, you know what? This place sucks. I'm out of here.
Oh yeah, Donut Earth's escape velocity at the equator is 216% smaller than Ball Earth's. If you're gonna take a rocket, do it there.
Run that back, turbo.
Hey bro, watch your jet. Watch your jet, bro. Watch your jet.
That looks like that hurt. Anyway, stay tuned for the next Club Comics video.
What if the Earth was shaped like a ball?
Comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next video. Goodbye.